Hey boys and girls, here we go. We're on chapter 2, lesson 6, multiply using expanded form. And this goes right along with what you did yesterday when we were talking about the distributive property. Okay, we're talking about breaking apart numbers to make it just a different way to work with them. We like to be fluid with numbers, right? So we have 8 times 43. Now that is certainly not something that I'm just going to be able to do in my head. Right, guys? So 8 times 43 equals... Now, I'm going to keep 8 times, but I'm going to break apart 43. And to break apart 43, I'm going to just do it by the place values just because I want numbers that are easy to work with. Isn't 40 plus 3 the same as 43? Sure thing. 40 plus 3. Well, it has the same value as 43. Okay, so I have 8 times, and then in parentheses I wrote 40 plus 3. It's the same. 8 times 43, 8 times 40 plus 3. Now, when we were using arrays and base 10 blocks, we were drawing pictures of this. But what we're going to do now is just write it in the multiplication sentences only without the picture, but it's just the same thing. So we're going to do 8 times 40, and that would be like the bigger side of the block that you were looking at, right? The big chunk, like the times 10 chunk, but this is the times 40 chunker. So I'm going to put in parentheses 8 times 40. That's the first thing we're going to do. And what we're going to do is get a product from that, right? The answer to multiplication is a product. But we won't have the whole product yet. We're going to have to add that on to 8 times 3. Because the whole problem is 8 times 43. So we do 8 times 40, 8 times 3, and then we add those partial products together to get the final product. And so, remember I told you better practice those basic facts? Yeah. All right, 8 times 4. What's 8 times 4 again? Well, do you know 8 times 2? That's 16. 16 plus 16 is 32. And then add on that 0. That's the first partial product, plus 8 times 3. Well, let's see. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3, 24. Okay? So part product, partial product, right? If you want to, you can rewrite them somewhere on your paper lined up like that to add them together, or you might be able to do this addition mentally, right? It's up to you. Okay, so 8 times 43 is 344, and that's how you do it using the expanded form. Okay, all right, let's go to the next one. This is number 3, so we're going to multiply this one using the expanded form. But boys and girls, as you can see, zippity-doo-dah, we have a 3-digit number, right? So we have 6 times 532. Now, I'm going to talk about the expanded form. I should have done this in the first one. The expanded form of a number is when you break it apart by place value, right? So we're going to break apart 532 by place value. Okay? So we have 6 times, of course, and the first thing we do is show the parts of 532 written in expanded form. There's my 5 in the hundreds place is worth 500, 3 in the tens place is worth 30, 2 in the ones place is worth 2, of course, right? So we have written 532 in expanded form. And I should have said that in the last one. So there it is. Boom. Okay, so now guys, everything inside the parentheses, every part of 532 has to be multiplied by 6. So we're just going to write each part in a parenthesis, in a set of parentheses, multiplied by 6. There's 6 times 500. Okay? That's part of the product, the partial product. Again, 6 times every part has to be multiplied by 6. There's the other part, 30. Okay? Now this time we have 3 parts, don't we? Everything has to be multiplied by 6, including you, little 2 times 2. Okay? So we just wrote this again, but we made sure that we have 6 times every part of 532. All right. Best thinking brains here. 6 times 5 is 30. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so 6 times 500 is 3,000 plus 6 times 3, 18 plus a 0, 0. 6 times 30 is 180. 6 times 2, yay, 12. Right? So when I look at this, I'm gonna add these two together first, because 180 plus 12, I can do that mentally. Right? We do our ones place. I have a 2, 8 and 1 in the tens place is a 1, 192. And to add 3,000 onto that, this 9 is weird. 3,192. Okay? We broke apart 532 into expanded form. We multiplied each part by 6. 6 times 500, 6 times 30, 6 times 2. We got 3 partial products. We added those 3 together and discovered that 6 times 532 is 3,192. All right, good work. I'm down at number 8. And number 8 is in problem solving. And I'm going to read it starting here. So follow along with me. There are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Hannah likes to walk 5 miles each week for exercise. How many feet does Hannah walk each week? So let's see now. That's a lot of walking, huh? She likes to walk 5 miles each week. So 5 miles each week. But look what they're asking. How many feet? So 1 mile, let's see here. If 1 mile is 5,280 feet, okay, I have 5 sets of those, right? 1 mile is 5,280. I have 5 sets of 5,280 feet because I have 5 miles. 5,280. Okay? All right, so let's use the expanded form. Goodness, I'm going to have to write kind of teeny here, aren't I? All right, 5,280. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to jump to this step. 5 times, and I'm just going to pull out that value right here. What's a 5 in the thousands place in expanded form? 5,000, right? Plus 2 in the hundreds place. So what do we have to do to all these parts? Multiply them by 5. So we did 5 times 5,000, 5 times 200. Whoop. Plus, what is an 8 worth in the tens place? 80. And nothing in the ones place, right? All right, so basic fact, 5 times 5 is 25. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 5 times 5,000 is 25,000 plus 5 times 2 is 10. Boop, boop. 2 zeros. 5 times 200 is 1,000 plus basic fact 5 times. Oh, look what I did right here, boys and girls. Did anyone notice that mistake? Let me fix that. You see that? I wrote 5 plus 80. And what's it supposed to be? Times. Good gravy, Mrs. Olvey. All right. 5 and 8 is 40. 5 times 8 is 40. 0, 0. So I think I'm going to rewrite this up in this little space I have up here. 25,000 plus 1,000. Oh my goodness, my pen went cuckoo here. And 400. I bet a lot of you could have added those three numbers mentally, perhaps, right? Okay, so 0, 0, 0 and 0 and 4 is 4. 5 plus 1 is 6 and 2. So let me go back to my problem again. Because sometimes after all this math, I'm like, what was I doing again? How many feet does Hannah walk each week? Okay, so she walks 5 miles, and each of those miles is 5,280. We broke it apart in its expanded form, multiplied each of those parts by 5, right? We got 3 partial products, added them together. Hannah walks 26,400 feet each week. Good work, Hannah. Keep it up. All right, so now let's look at the lesson check. And this is on the top of the back. All right? Oh, you guys are going to be great at this one because we just did it a couple times. Which expression shows how to multiply 7 times 256 by using expanded form and the distributive property? Okay, so all these answers, they try to trick you by putting 2, 5, and 6 and all these different values all over the place, right? So what I like to do is, I'm going to start with that 2. What is a 2 in the hundreds place worth? Is it just 7 times 2? Oh no, that 2 is worth 200. Okay, so I know then that answer A is impossible because that just says 7 times 2. Answer B, aha, there's the first part of 256, 200. Could be B. Let's see, C. Oh no, C, you're not going to trick me. Look what they did in C. They made that 6 in the ones place the value of 600. Oh no, you don't. C. Okay, so now we are looking at B and D, our possible choices. Let's go to the next digit. It's a 5 in the tens place. What is a 5 in the tens place worth? 5 sets of 10 or 50. Let's check choice B. 7 times 500. Look what they did in choice B. They put everything in the hundreds. Sorry, choice B. That is not how you do the expanded form. Look at choice D. 250 6. That's 256 in expanded form with each part of it multiplied by 7. So D. All right, let's see number 2. Sue uses the expression 8 times 3,000 plus 8 times 200 plus 8 times 9 to help solve a multiplication problem. Which is Sue's multiplication problem? So for number 2, we're really going backwards from what we just did. They're giving us the number already broken into expanded form, right? So we kind of have to just put that number back together. Okay, because look, in every choice, the 8 times is correct. 8 times, 8 times, 8 times. So we really have to look at the number that they broke apart. Okay, so the first part of the number is 3,000. So look at choice A. Oh no, that's 300. Goodbye, A. Choice B. Oh, that has 3,000. All right, we'll leave that. Oh, so do C and D. All right, so the only one we could eliminate there is A. Now let's look at the second. 200. Okay, that's 200. So we have to have a 2 in the hundreds place. There's choice B. That's a 0 in the hundreds place. Goodbye, choice B. We're looking for a 2 in the hundreds place. Let's look at choice C. Oh, 2 in the hundreds, 2 in the hundreds. Okay, so now we have it narrowed down to either C or D. It's up to you. 9 in the ones place. Look at that, guys. Gotta be careful. Choice D has a 9 in the tens place. Choice C has the 9 in the hundreds place. You can't fool us. Okay, guys. Spiral review. You know how I like to review because it's so good for your brain. Let's look at the spiral review. What is another way to write 9 times 200? Well, we've done a lot of practice with this. We know that that is what it looks like in standard form. Right, guys? What is wrong with you? Okay, that's what it looks like in standard form. So that is not a choice, though, is it? All right, so let's box you out. 18 and 18 times 10 is 180. 18 times 100 is 1,800. That is 18 sets of 100. Have you ever heard an adult say numbers like this? They would say, oh yeah, I have $1,800. See, even adults say numbers like that. It's just quicker. But we say 1,800 because we're cool. So it's 18 sets of 100. 18 hundreds. All right, number 4. What is the value of the digit? The value is how much the digit is worth. It's not the place value, okay? So the number is 46,000. The place value is the 10,000s place, but that's not what that 4 is worth. That 4 is worth 4 sets of 10,000 or 4 10,000s. All right? You guys are amazing. Adios.